Good afternoon from Seattle. One of the real mistakes that has been made by, I think, the protesting church in the last 300 or 400 years is to begin our story with chapter 3 of Genesis, the fall, instead of focusing with chapter 1 and 2 about the creation. What that did is two things. We have narrowed our understanding of sin down to personal sin only, and that narrowed down essentially to sexual sins or pride, very personal kinds of lying, stealing, cheating, the Ten Commandments in a very personal sense. The Bible doesn't make that mistake, and the historic church actually didn't largely make that mistake. I'm not concerned today with the roots of it. I am concerned that we have a biblical understanding of sin, which begins in a communal sense, the awareness, and it comes home to us in the story of the Exodus, that in the confrontation of Moses with Pharaoh and Pharaoh's God specifically, and in the creation of the Ten Commandments, you have a response to their slavery. You have a response to the heart of God that was wounded for them. And part of the restoration is the law. And at the very heart of that is a Sabbath rest. Now consider the Sabbath rest invitation. Stop working 7 days a week as slaves to a consumer-driven, Pharaoh-centric society. Instead, become the servants, and in Moses, even the friend of God, and take your day of rest. That's human making. And all of the commandments need to be seen in this larger cultural sense of various relationships of power, various relationships of the way we as humans trump each other and tear each other down. Is sin deeply personal? Absolutely. But its cost is also social. It's larger than the personal. Today we're going to look at Jesus, the messianic gospel of Psalms 22, which is a story first of David and his probably being anguish, either running from Saul when Saul is pursuing him, or even possibly Absalom. But it comes out of this incredible loneliness and cry in his heart. The church has adapted that to seeing it in Jesus, and it's a beautiful picture image. Tragic, but exactly detailed, beautiful picture of God, the Father, Son, and Spirit, suffering love, redeeming love. Listen.
Psalms 22. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me, so far from the words of my groaning? Oh my God, I cry out by day, but you do not answer, by night, and am not silent. Yet you are the enthroned one, as the Holy One. You are the praise of Israel. In you our fathers put their trust. They trusted you, and you delivered them. They cried to you and were saved. In you they trusted and were not disappointed. But I'm a worm, not a man, scorned by men and despised by the people. All who see me mock me. They hurl insults, shaking their heads. He trusts in the Lord. Let the Lord rescue him. Let him deliver him, since he delights in him. Yet you brought me out of the womb. From birth you made me trust in you, even at my mother's breast. From birth I was cast upon you. From my mother's womb you have been my God. Do not be far from me, for trouble is near, and there is no one to help me. Many bulls surround me, strong bulls of Bashan encircle me, roaring lions tearing their prey, opening their mouths wide against me. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is turned to wax. It has melted within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. You lay me in the dust of death. Dogs have surrounded me. A band of evil men has encircled me. They have pierced my hands and my feet. We in the Protestant tradition have done a disservice to the gospel and to ourselves and to the whole world by taking what Augustine properly gave us as a sensibility of the depth of sinfulness of our sin, and what then, as it was peered through the lens of the Reformation, particularly by Calvin, turned into an issue where salvation became more about managing sin, and sin is an offense against God, which of course it is, than a more biblical view, particularly Old Testament view. And that is, the person that we have offended the most is the love of God and our own community and the larger world of shalom which God has created, and the chaos we have reintroduced to the world and in our own hearts. Sin is a disease, biblically, because the purpose is restoration, of restoring the garden. And the atonement is critical to that, because we cannot get there on our own strength. It really is all grace. But it's not that God died in our place because God was so angry with us he didn't know what to do with us. It's not like Jesus is a good cop and the Father is a bad cop. It's more like in Jesus of Nazareth, the whole communal love of God, of the Father, the eternal Son, and the Spirit, are poured out into the earth, and God tastes deeply of our broken sinfulness. Psalms 22, the cry of David first and then the cry of his own son, is expressive of this God who dies not in our place but with us, for us, through us, so that we may, and absorbs all the broken wounds, so that we may absorb and discover the healing grace of God. That's what atonement is. It's a tremendous exchange. It is a vulnerability of the Creator. May God bless you this day. Know that you are atoned for. God is reconciled to you. The question is, will you be reconciled to your neighbor, to God, and to one another in response?